Bourbon Barkeep Lounge. This is Curtis, and if you're new here, we do blind battles. Why it's a lounge? Just kind of felt like it. It's kind of like a John Wick thing to where we fight. We don't fight. The bottles fight. We do a randomizer. Tells me what bottles to pick up out of a bin. I pour them. We score them, and hopefully I don't look too dumb at the end of this. Hit and miss on that, so we'll see how this one goes. Well, we wake up glass A here. Going ahead, like, subscribe. It's nice seeing the channel grow. It's nice seeing the community that we're developing here. So if you have not subscribed, definitely do so. You will be welcomed with open arms. And if you have left, why are you back? Moving on. Glass A, on the nose. Really enjoy that. That's just a nice caramel apple, red apple once you dive in there. There's no sour surprise in there. Oh man, that's a really good nose. That's caramel, brown sugar, a little vanilla, a little toffee. This is just an appley dessert in a glass. I gotta be honest with you, that's really good. I'm excited to dive in. On the palate. That's good too. A little more oak, not a ton of oak on the nose, but shows up in the palate, very coating. My mouth is very watery at this point. Just a touch of cinnamon up front, but overall, that brown sugar, actually a lot of oak. As it kind of sits on the tongue, that oak continues to come out. First sip, if I were to poke a hole, that oak does start to get a touch bitter as it starts to go in the back. It starts to get a little salty, a little bitter, not astringent, just trying to poke holes. The nose made me think I was in for a sweet treat, to where this one kind of came across, at least first sip, oak heavy, not in a bad way, just oak heavy. That little bit of cinnamon, little bit of vanilla up front, and then kind of that bitter oak that kind of caught me for a surprise. Viscous, I like it. Now that we kind of got our feet wet, we dip the toe in, if you will. Let's see what sip 2 has, and maybe we can dive a little deeper. Sip 2, the bitter oak hasn't shown up just yet. Maybe it will as I talk. A lot of baking spice. I do kind of wish that the nose translated to the palate a bit more, because I was pretty excited. So a bit let down. Not that the palate isn't good. It just goes into a lot more baking spice. I was excited. I was like a kid on Christmas, to where I was like, hey, this heavy box, definitely an Xbox, and it winds up being a typewriter. You're like, Mom, Dad, why in the hell do I have a typewriter? It's in the 2000s. Be better. I wasn't that spoiled, but I still would have been upset. So I had this dessert on the nose, this caramel apple, this delight. And all of a sudden, I'm faced with just baking spices and oak. And that's kind of it. Maybe a dark cherry in there, but just falls at just a touch flat. So, I don't know. Maybe I went in too high. Maybe we got too excited. You all saw. I don't know. All right, glass B. Here we are. Double B's. Do you deceive me again, glass? This one, like vanilla, dark brown sugar. More oak coming out in this one. This is like a hot tamale, but you got to break it open so you get the candy cinnamon in there. Getting that nose in there is easy. This is a very approachable nose. This is baked goods, and I'm having such a tough time finding the baked good. This is red fruit, vanilla, and a little bit of oak in there, but there's a baked good that I will be laying awake at night trying to find in the back of my mind, and it fits perfect. But until then, I won't make you wait. On the palate, that's what I thought Glass A had for me. That's really good. That is like the Australian Twizzler. I think it's just Australian licorice, strawberry to be exact, cinnamon, some nutmeg in there, like a sweet oak. Wow. I don't know what this is. That is wheelhouse right now. Typically I do kind of go that candy bar, which is typically a little chocolate. No chocolate. This is bright red fruits, and I'm here for it. I want to revisit, not because I'm accustomed to the palate now, just out of pure enjoyment. So give me a second. I don't know if McDonald's still does like the cherry, maybe it was strawberry. It was some type of fake red fruit. The pies that used to be out, well no, they're still apple. They had 2 flavors. This is the red one, the one that is for sure real fruit. I love it. It has the sugar on top, a little bit of pastry in there, and then on the finish, that caramel continues. Does go into a little bit of saltiness, maybe like a caramel popcorn, you could convince me. Neither of these had very long finishes, to where both of these drank kind of the same, to where if it wasn't so mouth coating, I would probably give them like 100. But they're so mouth coating. Oh, I'm gonna pump it up to 107. I don't think. I mean, is there like a 105 out there or a 103 that's not a store pick? I don't know. So we're just gonna go with some common 100 to 107s. They are very smooth. Glass B, bursting flavor, bursting sweet flavor. And I am here for it. Where we go from here, I will find out price. I guess first I revisit, just to make sure, even though I feel a little confident, I feel pretty confident. Yeah, it's pretty confident. I revisit just in case, cleanse the palate, revisit again, and then we come back. We score just based off of the senses. And then at Bourbon Barkeep, we have the bang for the buck section. So for the people that are new here, pay attention. This is for you. For the people that are not, hang around, because we could use the watch hours. We do bang for the buck, to where it's, hey, do I get what I paid for? I don't know the price yet, so I find that out. And then would I pay above that price, potentially? All of that is taken into consideration here. And then we hope that you can find it, and we go from there. Because if you can't, well, it makes for a little less watched episode. So revisit time, and then we will be back. The revisit, that was fun. I enjoyed it. I love both of those pours, even though there's a gap, which is good. Makes scoring a touch easier. Then it will boil down to price, and that is the absolute thorn in my side at this point, because you all don't understand it. Sometimes I don't understand it. We're just here trying to break ties at this point. So without further ado, it is scoring time. Glass A on the revisit, I would say, took the nose. I think it has a better nose than Glass B. Is there more to whiskey than the nose? Yeah, there is. So this one's going to score 79. It is upper tier good stuff. borderline great. It lacked, the nose was almost too good. It almost set itself up for failure was the problem. Glass B on the revisit. The palate. Thank you to whoever made this. Thank you, and please be obtainable. So to score glass B, it's gonna be 87. I mean, it's really good. I could see this being a great spring, summer pour because of the lack of finish, but for how mouth coating it was very, very good. And the tasting notes are, today at least, was exactly what I wanted them to be. And I have a feeling tomorrow they're gonna be pretty close to exactly what I want to taste. So that's a pretty damn good score. It's gonna boil down to bang for the buck, which I had a feeling, and people are gonna be upset, or they're just gonna be apathetic and hopefully not click the thumbs down. So there's that bar as well. So now I'm gonna look down because in Google Forms, that's where I can find out the price, but not the bottle yet. Oh, cliffhanger. All right, so I got a score bang for the buck. Glass A, I'm gonna go 62. At $75, I do feel like I got $75 worth. $80, maybe. That nose is so good. And you could convince me on a given day that I would enjoy that a lot. Would I pay 80? Okay. That would be it. 82, I am out. Don't push it. Glass B, on the other hand, $75 I would gladly pay. 75 times. $80, absolutely. 90, I mean, we're pushing it at this point, so slow down. So what I got for my 75, it's going to score well. How much higher? Mainly because I'm slightly cheap. The quantity behind me doesn't help as well, so that's tough to kind of get over in my mind. I'd go up to 85. Yeah, I think I would. It's tough to find like summer whiskeys because, you know, they tend to be lower proof, where this one just coats the mouth so well. Just lacks that just something. So yeah, 70. So unshockingly, glass B still takes it. So you're done. All right, so I get to reveal what these bottles actually are to me. Let's see what we got. All right, clicking drop down, 67. We got, oh, the Holladays. I love those guys. They're so good. The bourbon's better. I don't know, maybe it's because like I didn't pick up that it was a wheat. I don't know how high a percentage that wheat is, but that bourbon is very good. Even the bottled and bond has scored very well, and at the value that it is ridiculous. So those are 120 proof and 118. No, that's not true. I don't know why I smelled it. I don't know what that was going to prove. So I apologize you had to witness that. 118 proof? There's no way. That drink's, you know what we need to do? Gotta do a little Rickhouse and bourbon little battle. That's what we need to pop up here. That's what we should do. That drink's so damn smooth. That is crazy. I would have never have thought. That's 120 and 118. Not a big hug, just very mouth coating and lingers in a great way. That's tough to say about lingerers, you know. So wrapping up, quick plug down below for the people that cannot get Holladay Rickhouse proof in their area. Their Seelbach does sell it. They're an affiliate partner. Noah and I are out in Kansas City. We love Holladay. We wish that we were sponsored by them. The affiliate link down below and being a partner with them, with Seelbach that is, would throw a little change in our pocket, so that would be appreciated. Obviously, if I'm walking into the store with $75, I'm gonna pick up that bourbon Probably 7 times out of 10. I don't know what happens on the other 3, but something weird, apparently. Was there any other questions we need to answer? I don't think so. Like, subscribe. That's worked 1 time, apparently, to mention it twice. So shout out to the guy that subscribed on the second one. You're a real marathon trooper for us. Salute you, sir. Salute to the troops and the rest of you all. I guess in that order. What?